so royalties, what the heck is a royalty? A royalty is a payment for the use of intangible property, some type of intangible property. Great example is sports teams. So professional sports teams, well, college sports teams do it too. Let's just say you want to create some sweatshirts with Green Bay Packers on them. I don't know. I'm not a Packer fan necessarily. It's just the first one that comes to mind. You have to pay the NFL, the Green Bay Packers, for the use of their logo, even their colors, by the way. Colors are copyrighted. So the combination of the yellow and the green, if it's the Green Bay Packer yellow and green, you have to pay them for the use of that. Now, the good part is, of course, you're going to make money out of them. The bad part is you do have to pay them a fee. That is a royalty for the use of their intangible product. In this case, their copyrighted logo and the combination of the colors as well. So that's a good example. Another example is authors. Authors write books and they sell those books, and what they receive are called royalties. Now, authors are a little bit of a different case because if they are writers as their career, they treat it as a business, then it's really, even though it's reported as royalty income and it's still called royalty income, it's actually reported on the Schedule C because it's their business and it will be subject to self-employment tax. If it's royalty income and it's not from a business, then it's reported on the Schedule E on that first page, and I showed you where that was on the first page of that Schedule E, reported there, and it is not subject to self-employment income. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky figuring it out with authors because, maybe a lot of professors, not me, but a lot of professors are also authors. They'll write textbooks and then they'll receive royalties from those textbooks. So they're not really authors, but it's kind of a side hustle for them. In that case, there's kind of some gray area that might arise between whether it's Schedule C or whether it's Schedule E, but it can make a big difference because, like I said, if it's on the Schedule C, it's going to be subject to self-employment tax. If it's on the Schedule E, it is not going to be subject to self-employment tax, right? So that's what royalties are. There's some other examples as well. So copyrights, trademarks, formulas. So the formula for, well, a lot of times they don't even sell formulas. I was thinking of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's not going to sell that formula to anybody else. But if they did, they could receive a royalty for that because that recipe is trademarked. Patents, and from the exploitation of natural resources such as coal, gas, or timber. That's another source of royalties, royalty payments. And so like I mentioned, this goes on the first page of the Schedule E. Oh, and here's the 10, so it gets reported on a 1099 miscellaneous form. You'll see there are lots of different categories of income on this form. Rents are listed on this form. Right under there, box 2 is royalties. Those would be listed there, and then they would be reported on that Schedule E. The chapter. A little less intense than chapter 7 and 6, don't you think?